welcome everybody. My name is Nicole, also known as Nikki Vegan, and today I'm going to be showing you my fall evening routine. I'm also going to be sharing my buffalo wing recipe that I know a lot of you guys have been wondering about, as well as my vegan ranch recipe. It's so good. I finally nailed it. I'm really proud of it, and I know you guys are going to love it. I'm also going to be sharing some practical things that I do just to help me unwind after the day and get a good night's sleep. So I really hope this gives you some good ideas, and let's get started. One thing that I do before I wrap up my day is I make a list for the next day. And this is really helpful for me because a lot of times when I'm working, I'm kind of on a roll. I've been working all day. Everything is very fresh in my mind. And then I'll sit down at my desk the next day and I'm like, what was going on? You know, because it's just, there's been a gap in time. And then after I've made my list, I will go ahead and clear my desk. It's such a small thing, but it really does make a big difference. Even though this is a pretty comfy outfit, I do like to change my clothes once my work day is done, just because I really think that it kind of signals to my brain that the work day is over and it's time to wind down and relax. It's such a slight change, but it really does make a difference. And I think the same is true in the morning. If you're working from home or spending a lot of time at home, you can kind of just easily stay in the same thing all day, all the way until the next day, but that does kind of mess with my mind a little bit. So I'm going to change into some exercise clothes right now, hopefully something warm because I'm so cold. I'm not going to wash my makeup off or anything just because I'm not going to be doing an intense workout or anything that's going to be super sweaty. I'm just going to go for a walk and try to get some fresh air, try to enjoy the little bit of sunshine before it gets dark, because it gets dark really early nowadays. But before I do, one thing that is really helpful for me is to prep some of the more time-consuming things for dinner beforehand, because otherwise what will happen is I will go do my workout, I will shower, I will get all comfy and ready for the evening, and at that point I'm super hungry and cooking just seems like it's going to take way too long, and I'll just eat whatever's available. So what I like to do, especially if I know I want to make a certain dinner, like tonight I'm going to be making my vegan buffalo wings, I will prep the cauliflower, I will make sure I have the sauce ready, and I will just lay it out so it's ready to go, and that way I can enjoy my walk. I don't feel like I need to rush home to get dinner started. It's already halfway done, so all I have to do is kind of finish it later on around actual dinner time. So doing it before you get hungry is a really big step. It's the same thing with washing your face. Wash your face before you're tired, prep dinner before you're hungry. Your life will be forever changed. So in addition to chopping the veggies, I just went ahead and made the batter for the cauliflower wings. And to do this, I'm just going to mix together some flour, salt, and celery seed. I'm using a garbanzo bean flour, but you can use any kind of flour that you like. I like the garbanzo bean or chickpea flour just because it adds a nice light texture that gets really crispy, and it has some added protein and minerals. Once it's nice and seasoned, I'll add some almond milk and stir it together until it turns into kind of what looks like a thick pancake batter. So I'm going to set that aside and move on to the dry ingredients. So in another bowl, I'm just going to mix together some panko breadcrumbs and add loads of flavor with garlic, onions, salt, and pepper. I'm just going to mix that and then set it aside, and I'm going to leave all this out for when I'm ready for dinner time. Around this time of evening, I usually have a snack, and I had planned on having an apple and peanut butter on this day because I love apples and peanut butter, but it just didn't sound that good to me. So instead I had what did sound good to me, which was a couple of these cookies. They're a lot like Girl Scout Thin Mint cookies, and a big handful of walnuts. I love walnuts. So this was the perfect little snack to give me some energy for my walk, and I had some water and headed out.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. What a wonderful world.
Hello. I'm not going to wash my hair today because I washed it yesterday, but I am going to show you my skincare stuff because I've changed a few things. Normally I would do this in the shower because I don't love washing my face in the sink. I do it all the time, but I always get water running all down and getting my sleeves wet, and I don't know how people wash their face and don't get their sleeves wet. I've watched so many YouTube videos where people just barely get their face wet, and I'm like, what kind of sorcery is this? Like, I do not have that skill, whatever that skill is. I just am drenched after washing my face in the sink. So I prefer to do it in the shower. I like taking my makeup off with an oil. Sometimes I'll do coconut oil or jojoba oil, but I have jojoba today, so that's what I'm gonna use. So ordinarily, I wouldn't just wash with my hands. I would use this facial brush. This is the one that's in my shower right now. I always use it. But today I'm gonna be exfoliating with an actual scrub, so I don't wanna use that brush to exfoliate and then exfoliate on top of it. It's just too much. I love the consistency of this because the exfoliant is really, really tiny. And so it's very gentle. And as long as you don't push too hard, you'll just get a very kind of gentle exfoliation, and it feels so good. Especially after a day of being on the computer all day, and I live in a dry climate, so my skin always feels kind of dry and bleh. So this just feels like really refreshing, especially when you rinse it off. You feel like you have fresh skin. When I'm in the shower, I'll go ahead and wash my body and shave, and this portion of the video is brought to you by Harry's. Harry's recently sent me their starter kit so I could try their razors and their shave gel, and to be honest with you, I kind of thought that all razors were kind of the same, especially the ones that, you know, just have a handle and you buy the refillable cartridges, and I've just been buying the same exact store brand pink ladies razor with the very expensive cartridges, and just sort of thought that that's what everybody did. But as soon as I took this out of the package, I noticed that this was made very differently. It has a weighted handle and a textured rubber grip, so it feels really secure in my hand. And the blades themselves are really sharp. They're made in a factory in Germany that has been making razors for over 100 years. Refills start as low as $2, and in your starter kit you will also find a cover that you can put on top of your blades to keep them safe when you're not using your razor or if you happen to be traveling. So go to www.harrys.com/Nikki. There's a link below, and you can get your starter kit for just $3. And once I'm out of the shower, I will go ahead and moisturize. I like to use this sleepy lotion from Lush, and I will put that all over, but especially on my legs after shaving, because my skin just feels so nice and smooth and it quickly absorbs the lotion. And then I just change into my pajamas. At this point, dinner is really almost ready. I just have to let the oven do the work for me. So I seasoned up the fries with some salt and pepper, put them in the oven to give them about a 10-minute head start. Then I just went ahead and started assembling my wings. So I create a little assembly line here. I have the wet ingredients, the dry ingredients, and a cookie sheet. I like to use a fork to make sure that I can let the extra batter drip off or shake off any of the extra breadcrumbs. And I'll just place that onto my cookie sheet and then put that into the oven. And I also went ahead and I made this really quick ranch. I like making it directly into a jar that has a lid so I can shake it up and serve it and also store it all in the same jar. So I'm gonna start by making buttermilk for a buttermilk ranch with some almond milk and some vinegar. I'm also gonna add some lemon. And then I'm gonna add some vegan mayo. You can use any kind of vegan mayo that you like, and I've made so many different ranch dressings with yogurt, with hemp seeds, with cashews. There's so many ways to do this, but this is my favorite consistency and flavor profile, so it's the one that I make when I want that good old-fashioned ranch flavor. I'm gonna season this with some salt, pepper, lots of garlic, lots of onion powder, and some dried dill. You can use fresh herbs. I will sometimes do chives, fresh dill, parsley. You can kind of play around with the measurements a little bit, but I find the black pepper is also kind of a key spice as well as that dill. So I will just mix this all together and voila, vegan ranch with no animal products necessary. While that's cooking, I will basically turn my whole apartment into a little cozy den. I like to turn off the overhead lights that are really harsh and bright and just do candles or lamp light so it's a little bit softer. I will close the curtains, but I like to crack the windows to let some of that crisp, cold fall air come in. And then this is one of my favorite candles right now. It smells so good. It's by the Vegan Candle Company. You can tell I love it because it's almost gone, but it really fills my room with this really nice pumpkin spice scent, but it doesn't give me a headache because it is all natural. So I will link it below. I absolutely love it. I usually clean up a little bit around this time and I'll call my family or my friends. I also like to check social media, post on social media, and see what all my friends are up to. We have a lot of group chats and various different threads happening all at the same time throughout the day, and we're always sending each other gifts and funny videos and stuff. So it's a nice time to sit down and see what everyone's been talking about, catch up, and like I said, post on social media and get to respond to you guys in real time and send DMs and just see what everyone's been doing all day. But I love doing this around this time of night in particular because it's a lot harder to get sucked into the social media rabbit hole and like mindlessly scroll when there's a kitchen timer that's about to go off because dinner's ready. So I like doing this for this amount of time because I get to catch up and see what everyone's up to, but I don't spend my whole night on a screen, so it's kind of perfect. At this point, the cauliflower was nice and crispy, and so all I had to do was coat it in some buffalo sauce. I like to make it, but I also like to use store-bought options, so I will link my recipe as well as some of my favorite store-bought options in the description box below. And then that goes back into the oven just so that the coating doesn't get soggy. You want it to crisp back up again. And in the meantime, I just went ahead and I steamed some broccoli. No, that's green beans, Nicole. But I think steamed vegetables are underrated. They are so quick to make. This takes 3 to 5 minutes. So I just did that while they were in the oven. Such a good way to add an extra veggie to your plate. And if you season steamed veggies properly, they can be delicious. This ranch dressing is life and it is included in the blog post, so make sure you check out the link in the description box for both recipes. It is so good. At this time of the night, I really like to get cozy on the couch and watch a movie or a documentary. And I thought about it recently, and I think that a movie or a documentary is the perfect amount of time to really help me relax and unwind. Because if I'm just watching a TV show, I find it really tempting to feel kind of scattered still from my workday brain. And I'll scroll and I'll flip and I'll change the channel and I'll change to a different show. But if I'm watching a movie, I kind of get sucked in and it helps me to actually relax. A lot of times I will pause the movie when it's almost finished and get up and just kind of do some little things around the kitchen. That way when I wake up in the morning, I don't have a bunch of dishes and a dirty kitchen to start my day. I don't always do this, of course, but I always feel better when I do. That was a lot of alwayses, you guys, but you know what I mean. So I will just kind of clear off the table. I'll put away the dishes from dinner. And I also like to set my coffee pot to make coffee in the morning. It's so nice to wake up and have your whole kitchen already smelling like coffee. I put that into my machine with the water and I set it to brew for the morning time. I also like to refill my water pitcher so that that's ready for the morning, and then I will brew a cup of tea to finish the movie. On this night, I went for an apple cinnamon spice tea and I used my pumpkin mug that I'm still loving. I showed this in my fall haul, and you guys, I don't want to put it away when it's not fall anymore. It's such a good size and I've become fond of it. One thing I love to do during this time is a little beauty treatment. Sometimes I'll put some oil in my hair, but a lot of times I will just do something super fast like cuticle oil. It's something that is so easy to overlook, but I recently tried this rose cuticle oil from the 10 Plus Free line. It's a vegan and cruelty-free nail polish company, and this smells like actual roses. And it's just so nice, especially after doing dishes, to moisturize my cuticles and my nails. And I'll just rub whatever is left over on my hands. And since I'm just watching a movie, it kind of has time to sink in, and it just feels like a nice little treat that it's not hard to do, but it really is the little things that can just make you feel so good and so cozy. So I do that. I finish the movie, brush my teeth, blow out the candles, and hop into bed. And I always feel like I sleep so much better when I have a little bit of time in the evening to relax and unwind like I did on this night. So I hope that you guys enjoyed my evening routine. If you did, hit the subscribe button. Check out the description box below for the recipes as well as the link to try Harry's so that you can try the kit for $3. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you soon. Bye.